After downloading the Buildary app from the Play Store, open it. Here on the login screen, enter your phone number and click Send OTP. On the verification screen, take the 6-digit OTP received on your phone and type it correctly. Here, you can set a 4-digit MPIN. To do that, first enter the MPIN, and to confirm it, type the same MPIN once again. Now what you see is the Workspace tab. This is where we select the workspace we use. The personal workspace will already be here. To create a new company workspace, click on Create Company. Here, the company's name, information on what type of company it is, and then the address. After providing these, click on Create Company. Here, after filling in all the information about yourself, click on Create My Account to finish. What you see now is the dashboard. Here, you can add income and expenses and also view the overview. In addition to that, you can mark attendance and see wage calculation, team, materials, inventory, tasks, petty cash alerts, and pending tasks all right here. First, let's try creating a site. On the bottom navigation bar, select Site. Click on Add Site here, and in it, the site name. The site code will appear automatically. For location, if you are at the site, we have the option to fetch the GPS location here. Budget, work start date, work end date, and the current status of work. Provide these. What needs to be noted here is that before the work start date or after the work end date, we cannot add details into this site. Similarly, in the current status, if not started or completed is selected, we cannot add details to this site. Therefore, for an ongoing site, select In Progress. After that, click on Create Site. Now, once we select a site we have created, in it, Daily Progress Report, all transactions, labor, material, stock, contract, and financial summary can be seen. Now, let's see how to create a team member, that is, a labor, staff, or supplier, in the Team tab. Here, we can see 3 tabs: Add Labor, Add Staff, and Add Supplier. Here, if you click on Add Labor, Add Photo and Profile Type Labor/Worker will be auto-selected. Full name, category. If it is daily wage labor, select normal labor. If it is contract labor, select contract labor. Worker's ID will come automatically. If it's normal labor, provide full day rate, half day rate, and OT rate. Enter phone number, UPI ID, and click Save Profile. Once you long press on the created labor name, the worker's ID card will be available. We can give this to the workers. This QR code is used for the Scan Attendance option. Now, let's try creating a staff. In the Staff tab, click on Add Staff. Add Photo and Profile Type Staff will be auto-selected. Choose designation, co-owner, site engineer, accountant, or draftsman. Staff ID will be auto-generated. For wage details, select whether it is daily wage or monthly wage. Enter contact details and UPI ID, then save. Let's see how to add a supplier. In the Supplier tab, click Add Supplier. In this, Add Photo, Name, and Profile Type will automatically be selected. Business type, supplier category. Here we can choose material, machinery, transport, or subcontractor. For example, if a supplier supplies materials, select material. If a supplier supplies machinery, select machinery. Supplier ID will come automatically. After that, enter the phone number and UPI ID and save. Now let's see how we can create materials like cement and sand. Click Add Material in the Material tab. Enter the material name, the material's unit and pricing details, then save. Save it. Now let's look at the Inventory tab. Here we need to add our fixed assets details. For example, mixer machine, tools, our vehicles, etc. Choose whether it is machinery, tools, or vehicles. After that, enter the quantity, unit, the site for which it was initially purchased, and the purchase date, and save. Now once the created item is opened, we can clearly see which site has the stock. Now, to transfer inventory from one site to another site, select the Transfer tab within the Inventory tab. In this, click New Transfer, select the item, then choose the source site and destination site, provide the quantity, date, and vehicle number, and click Transfer Stock. The inventory will be transferred. Now, if we check the stock, we can see the inventory has correctly transferred. Now, to view inventory site-wise, go to Site View and click on the site name. Now let's see how we can mark labor attendance. For this, from the dashboard, in the Attendance section, select Manual Mark. Select the labor in this, select the attendance date, site, and whether it is full day, half day, or absent. A labor selfie can be taken if needed, and similarly, we can also fetch the labor location. If there is OT, mark that too, and click Save Attendance. Similarly, by using the labor identity card, attendance can be marked via Scan Attendance. Now, if we go to the Teams tab and select a labor, we can accurately see their attendance. Now let's see how the wage calculator works. Open the Wages tab from the dashboard. In the Calculate tab within it, select the date range and worker's name. Their wages based on attendance will appear automatically. If there were other expenses, add them. If there was a TA deduction, add that too, and click Save. As soon as you click Save here, based on attendance, expenses will go to all sites. Here, if we open the Payments tab, we can accurately see the payments. Now let's look at the Task tab. Select Task on the dashboard. Click on Add Task in it. Title of the task to be done, which site it is related to, whether this task is to be assigned to any staff, start date, end date, setting a reminder. There is also an option here to add it to Google Calendar. After that, click on Create Task. This will be shown as a pending task on the dashboard. There are options to mark the created task as complete and to delete it. Now we are moving to the most important Finance tab in the Buildary app. If you open the Finance tab on the bottom navigation bar, you can see all the transactions we have added here. Transactions can be added from the Add Transaction button in the Finance tab or from the Add Expense Income section on the dashboard. Click Add Transaction in the Finance tab and select whether it is income or expense that needs to be added. Let's first try adding an income. After choosing income, choose the site. Choose receiver name, payee name, amount, payment method, and date. Then click on Add Transaction. Just click on the added transaction to print the receipt. Next, let's try adding a general expense. After selecting Expense in Add Transaction, choose the site. Choose General in the category, provide party name, amount, payment status, payment method, and date. If a bill needs to be attached, there is an Attach option here. After that, click Add Transaction. Next, let's try adding a material expense. After selecting Expense in Add Transaction, choose the site. Choose Material in Category and choose the material in Select Material. After that, choose the quantity, rate, and material supplier. the amount will appear automatically. Enter payment status, payment method, and date. If a bill needs to be attached, there is an attach option here. After that, click Add Transaction. Now, to view this added material in the site, choose the Site in the Site tab and select Material Stock. Here we can see the material stocks available in that site. For transactions of this site alone, just select the Site in the Site tab and open All Transactions. Now, to transfer material from one site to another site, choose the Site in the Site tab and select Material Stock. Open the Transfer tab in it. In this, select Transfer Material and select the material. Immediately, we can see how much material is available in that site. Next, choose the destination site. Transfer quantity and average weight will have automatically appeared. Provide transfer date and vehicle reference and click Confirm Transfer. Now, the material transfers to the destination site. The expense registers and it appears as income in the source site. Therefore, the calculations will be exact.
Next, let's see how a supplier machinery expense is added. Once a supplier is chosen in the category, if it is a machinery supplier, the machinery details will show automatically there. Select whether it was rented or owned, then choose the type of machinery. Enter how many hours it worked, whether day-wise or lump sum, and its rate details. The total amount will appear automatically. After that, click Add Transaction. Now, if there is a machinery expense in a site, if we select the site in the site table, we can view it. Just like this, contract labor payment, staff payment, and other supplier payments can all be done in Add Transaction. Now, if we are making a payment to a contract labor, if we select the Site in the Site tab and then select labor, all labor payments related to that site can be seen Site in the Site tab. Similarly, by opening the contract section in the site, selecting New Contract, and selecting the contract labor, entering the contract amount and saving it, we can see how much amount was given according to the contract and how much amount is balanced according to the contract on that site. If we open the dashboard, if stock is low at the site, we will receive a stock alert, and similarly, if expenses exceed income, a budget alert will also be received. Now let's look at how a daily labor report is added. Choose the Site in the Site tab and choose Daily Labor Report. After adding click, choose the date, provide work description, weather, material details used on site, and save. We can also take a printout of this. Now let's see how a staff is invited to our company. First, create a staff in the Team tab. The correct number must be given for the staff. Now, to invite, long press on the created staff. Then you will see the Invite option. Once you click on it, choose which sites they need to be invited to. After that, click on Send Invitation. Then, if the staff has installed the app and logged in, a workspace invitation will appear on the dashboard. They will become an approved staff. There are mainly 3 types of staff: accountant, site engineer, and draftsman. The accountant will have transaction-related tabs. The site engineer will have site-related tabs, and the draftsman will have drawing-related tabs. No staff can add any details without the owner's approval. Now let's try creating a transaction from the site engineer's account. If we enter details and click Add Transaction, we can see Not Approved there. Then, this transaction will arrive for approval in the Approvals tab on the owner's account. If we select it and click Approved, we can see the transaction has been approved. Like this, attendance, daily labor report, etc. can be added similarly. Now let's see how to assign a task to a staff. Enter details in the Task tab and select the staff under Assign Staff. If you click Create Task, that task will be shown in the staff's Task tab. If they submit Complete or Request for Extension there, it will come to the owner's taskbar for verification. The owner can verify or return it. Now let's see what Petty Cash is. Open the Petty Cash tab on the dashboard, select Give Petty Cash.
Enter the staff and amount and click OK. This will be shown accurately in the staff's petty cash section. Now, when a staff makes a transaction, they can select petty cash under payment mode as well. Once this transaction order is approved, this amount will be deducted from the staff's petty cash. Staff can request petty cash, which will be received as a notification by the owner. What's next is the permit module. Above the tasks, we can see the permit module. Click New Permit in this and enter details. If we enter the service fee here, we can track if the service fee is accurately received. After that, click Create Permit. Once the created file is opened, every permit-related detail can be marked in it. Whether site measurement was taken, paper received, or assign this file to any staff. Fee details, major date, all of these can be marked here. If we come to the Pending Payment tab,
We will get details of the received amount.